everybody, welcome to today's reading. Yes, today Mercury is slowing down. It is the beginning of the end of the year, and this October energy will be starting to take its effect on you as we move into this cycle. Spirit gives you a little warning today to not be impatient with yourself, to not rush into making any decisions. What is the rush? Okay, so when Mercury slows down, it's about us also putting on the brakes. We don't have to prove ourselves, we don't have to rush in, we don't have to make life-changing decisions overnight. There is no rush, okay? So just go slowly and remind yourself how important you are, right? And make sure that you take time to be available for others. If the phone calls or they message you, or someone that's been annoying you finally messages or talks to you, that's good. Be available, right? Hiding or trying not to engage or trying not to focus on a decision is not the answer. It's actually just saying, I am not ready to make a decision, but being upfront enough to say whatever that decision is. We're just not ready to confront what's going on. I'm still processing this. That's illegal, We're not always meant to be this powerhouse of decision making. Sometimes we just need to sit with it for a minute so we can ponder it from all different perspectives. All right, so slow it down. Okay, today Spirit says, you know the deal. Pick the left, the right, or the middle, and that is your main card for your reading today. You can take all three, whatever tickles your fancy. Lefties. Well, this card traditionally to me means that you are an old soul, and that sounds exciting. I don't know how many parents I've met in my life who go, oh, my child is an old soul. I'm like, oh, that's nice. It is kind of nice, but it also means we're here with responsibility, which means it's certainly going to be challenging. It means that you've been through lots of lives and you know how you could or should behave. You know what you could or should be thinking. You know what you could or should be saying. You have high level of responsibility. Do you still want to be a old soul? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so Spirit says it's a responsibility and there's still many more lives to come. So when you feel a sense of responsibility, when you feel that it's time for you to make a decision, or when you feel it's time for you to help somebody else by listening and reflecting for them to make a decision, this is your role in being an old soul. As Spirit said in the beginning, part of knowing that is about knowing when to go slow and not rush into things. Righties. It's going to be one of these cards that I have to cover up. This card is actually two people facing away from each other, holding hands, but they're leaning on the same tree. This card is about accepting that someone that you really care about has a different perspective. And that doesn't mean you need to be afraid that they're not interested in you, that you're afraid that they're not worth you engaging with. It actually means that you have the ability to accept a different perspective and not judge someone for one perspective. Although, it can feel like that sometimes. So Spirit's just giving you the heads up. It's okay. Be confident in what you see as your perspective and let them be confident in what they see as their perspective. Middle card. This card says to me today that you're feeling quite overwhelmed emotionally. There's a lot going on, lots of different pressures coming from different areas of your life. I was going to say just breathe, but Spirit's like, personally, that statement kind of annoys me, but just breathe. Just be like, oh, there is a lot going on. Accept it. And also accept that you don't have to fix it instantly overnight. It's okay to go slow. It's okay to recognize the different things that are happening. And perhaps you haven't realized that there's so much going on. And Spirit's suggesting to write that down. Because when you write it down and get it out of your head, and you're like, oh yeah, there is a lot going on for me at the moment. I really didn't recognize that fact. And when we do that, we're able to pause and refill our cup. We're able to take some time to meditate, to refill our energy cup. Because if you don't, who will? I mean, What is this fate thing people talk of, that we're waiting for something magical to happen in our lives? Take charge and recognize your role in doing that. And on that note, have a wonderful day.